cheating. It would be naughty. Yeah, good. Right, the four new guys. I've sent a private link. Go in that so you're looking what I'm looking, and stand by for the mission briefing.
Roger. All right. So my question is, why wouldn't the AWACS be moving? Is it on the ground?
No, it's just orbiting in midair. It's not actually really going anywhere. Right, okay, guys, hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So we've got a lovely mission for you today, Operation Chemical Warfare. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got a red chemical factory here and a red AWACS here. Both of them are targets. The blues are starting off here at the blue IP with sound protection from a buck launcher, basically have to destroy either the chemical factory or the AWACS. The criterion of destroying the chemical factory is to kill more than 50% of the buildings there. Then they're going to RTB, and as usual for Grim Reapers, they get no respawns. The red four are going to have to protect the red airbase. They start from Mosdoc, which is the red airbase. They get one respawn each to simulate a slightly larger force. Simple as that. So the blues don't have to kill the AWACS and the chem factory. They can choose either, or they can do both if they like. Okay. Now, the difference is the internet has spoken, and the internet wants Cap to fly on the red side for once. I don't particularly want to do this, but fine, we'll give it a go. And I'm going to find my new F-18 because I want to get it to work because it just never works for me. And that's it. So we've got that. So we've got Cap, Warren, Chaos, OB with Joker GCI for red. GCI, that's Joker, you can only see within the red boundary. If you look at the wiggly line at the top of the mountains, that wiggly line, that's the GCI boundary. You can see blues once they're in there, but you can't see blues once they're outside, okay? Regards to red scramble as to when they can take off, basically, when the blues have taken off and run and driven 30 miles towards us, you hit a trigger, and that will say QRA can launch, and that's when the QRAs can launch. So if blues want to plan timings around that, okay? The blue team is not complete yet. They've got 4 more guys to come in, but the skeleton group at the moment is a group of Hornets on Hammer, 1 or more Mirages on Sword. New guys, if you can put yourself in ASAP, please. Saber has got 3 jump jets. Rogue has got 1 times vegan, and trash. Lastly, who's that? Tail. Tail will be in an F5. And that's really it. So we will see you on the ground. Don't know why I said on the ground. I meant in the air.
Well, we have to meet in the ground before we meet in the
air. Yes, you will.
Cap, am I right in assuming that the AWACS is not a combined arms thing?
Hey Shifty, how's it going? You're not flying tonight?
Just let you know, just give me a few minutes because my computer just crashed. Oops, who's a silly riddle?
Do you want me a blue or red team, Cap?
Yeah, there's only
okay.
red and they are on it, so you have to be on the blue. Okay. So you can be a Hornet, a Mirage, a Harrier, a Biggin, or anything else of the 3rd gen variety.
I'll play Hornet, please.
Tiger. Oh, bugger. Yes, you can because you've got the last Hornet.
I've only got an F-15 for air superiority.
Have you got a Harrier, a Biggin,
yeah,
F5, an SU-25?
Seems to be the
Mirage?
Seems to happen often, doesn't it?
SU-25.
Is it an SU-25 non-T version?
Oh, okay.
Negative, it is the T.
I mean, I just fly.
Oh dear.
I'm really that
I haven't got any planes
fast, but
that's alright.
Alright.
Yeah, it's kind of weighted against us a bit, isn't it?
Hello, Whistler.
Frogfoots, because that S300 site might need some spanking.
No, this is easy. You've got it easy mode. We've done this the last time we did this mission. We had the chem factory 8 miles from the S300 and the AWACS 5 miles from the S300, and we still completed the mission when I was on blue. So I thought I'd make it easy mode this time. It should be a piece of piss.
Yeah, no worries.
Apart from
good to have you here.
And that's my job.
Hope you enjoy seeing some Harrier action.
Yeah, yeah, it's just one.
Oh, have you done this already?
One launcher? Or
I don't think I've done this mission yet. I don't think I was. I think I was away when I must have done it.
The password from the specs spreadsheet.
Doesn't ring any bells with me.
That password's an old one. So
I've not got any more Harriers, but I can add them if you need to, chaps.
Yeah, because I've kind of put
Yep,
myself in
just
a slot
bang.
I don't
Is-
deserve to be in.
That's fine. You can be a Harrier if you want. Is there anyone else that's not on the sheet?
Does anybody else have mirages?
A rook here. I've got the Hornet. As far as Harrier superiority.
Oh, it
That
didn't.
bombs away passwords don't work.
Yeah.
It's like the old style we were
It's not the
doing when
password.
the ESF guys were around. Never went well.
Jaeger, what else can you fly?
Oh, I've really just been flying the F18.
Yeah.
I can fly the F15 a bit as well. And
I
18C,
think
but I'm very bad with the 18C. at
it
the moment.
depends if
I haven't played
everyone
an
all
18.
charges
Rook,
in,
have you got an A10 or something?
I can do an 810C or an F15.
Yep.
or
A10C's in there somewhere for
if the
you,
ground
so
pounders are
that'll do.
left naked to. I mean, there's an S300 here, which is an absolute hog.
Yourself in a group, any group.
So what's the
So may have to
PW?
play it a bit carefully,
Don't know yet.
but
Don't say password on chat, voice chat.
I'll go Hitman.
the red guys,
Roger.
Cat War on
Dragon
Chaos
Cell,
OB
yeah.
Joker.
It will. It will be.
Yeah, Roger.
Right.
So
I've got
they're all
everyone
pretty
in.
good, aren't they?
Computer.
Oh,
Come on, Red
GCI
Line.
Joker. Oh, they got a
It's
GCI
going
as
to
well, have they?
update because I don't know.
So if GCI has line of sight,
more dramatic than
might
he
be
has
able to
now.
hide from them, but
Rage.
we need to get that AWACS out straight
Yep.
away.
You're going to be capped today. You're going to have to get these hogs on the runway for their pretty pictures.
I would think.
Leave them there, then take them off group by group,
But,
and basically do what I do.
Mm.
So good luck. It's a really shit job.
No problem.
That's
Will you guys be using SRS?
I mean, that S300 has
Yeah.
2 or 3 radars, doesn't it?
Rashes
Well,
rages
not
as
red.
well.
3, I think.
Yeah, you have permission to shout at people, right?
We'll blame it on more.
And kick them off. You've got your group frequencies, by the way, guys, on shown in your group on the sheet, and 243 is a global for blue. Red, can we have a normal frequency that's not weird?
How is that weird, guy?
Because it's a decimal point. I want a decimal point in mine.
We always
Which
just use the
server are we on?
Discord cat.
Aunties, I think.
No, we're doing
Yeah.
a video, so it's got to sound good, not stupid.
You've got Warren in there. Good luck.
Yeah, Cap, you
Yeah,
got
good
Warren in our flight.
Yeah, well, all he sounds like is.
Yeah, so hello everyone, and welcome to another Gumbo's Flying
Well,
Circus
on
live
SRS
stream.
is
And
all
tonight
right.
we are trying
Who's
to
reading
destroy a
Circus?
chemical factory,
Oh, you
an
can't
AWACS,
SRS,
and an
you don't
S300,
say.
all
Right,
while being
Reds,
hunted by red
let's go off in our own
F18s.
Discord channel and do some planning if such.
And
thing is
we've got
possible.
Hornet, Mirage,
Cap, you want
Harrier,
a regular
and a
frequency
vegan.
for the SRS?
just something normal. Without
And Tel
Just
might
the
be in with his
default ones
F5 and
frequency,
Rook's
which
in
is
an
305.
A10C.
305.
So we'll have
Yeah,
to see
the
how this one
default
goes.
number 1 frequency of the Hornet.
Perfect. Good job.
Can someone PM me the password?
Still suffering from my
Anybody
cold,
yet?
so
And
you have to
we've got do
excuse
our
me if I'm
planning
a bit
first. Blues go
snuffly,
off and
or if I
Red's gonna go off and
cough
do the planning, you do your planning.
unexpectedly.
PvP red for red.
But it is a lot better than it was a few days ago. So it can, it's just found its
Well, I
plateau.
was in the lead slot of Saber fight, but
But I'll try not to as best I can.
no, I don't think I deserve to be the leader of Saber.
Do you know about leading flight?
Negative.
Wesley, you can do it. You're good at it.
Not feeling particularly confident with this mission.
Yeah, I'd be much happier.
Let's face it, we're all fucked. So you might as well have a go at it.
So I'll lead it if no one else wants to.
Well, yeah, so I'm happy for someone else.
Go ahead, Gumbo.
May I attempt to just shoot the AVAX down in my F5?
Why not?
Because yeah, I will be late anyway, so I won't be able
Not a
to
great
go.
fan of leading, but
Tail, if
I'll
you
do it
have
anyway.
wax, go for it. It's Joker's eye.
Yeah, we'll do so.
Just remember that the way they're looking around will be via the spectators map.
The Harriers and me, Jack, Whistler, and Seedor.
But that's why Cap was
Seedor's
saying
really
he's not
good.
allowed to tell them where. I mean, it is a good job Cap's in the channel. You
Yeah.
let him cheat,
And then
so
I
to
think Shifty, I'm going to need more
he's
than
not
luck here.
allowed to tell us where. Tell them where we are.
Need an
because
absolute
we're north
miracle
of the line.
to
That's
get anywhere near this.
somewhat okay.
But it does mean that if someone tries to go east and head north up the edge of the map, they'll get seen.
No. Actually, I can go practically outside the map.
So we just have to see. Harriers are usually easy pickings unless the F-18s are
Yes, but this is the thing, Till. He'll see you
occupied with blue air-to-air.
East to the outside
We've
of the
got
map.
Rage
It's
Kingston,
not like he's not
Riddle,
gonna see
Jager
you
Monster,
flying
and Papa
east
Shango
into
as
He's going to see you do.
our air-to-air.
Though yeah, he's
So,
allowed to say anything.
Yes, but you'll just remember it, and then when you're
I mean,
in
Riddle's good.
the point where he can
I'm not sure about Rage. I think he's okay at air-to-air. Kingston, I'm not too sure on. Jager Monster, I think he's okay. Papa Shango, not really sure. Haven't really seen him fly much. So, but they're up against the guys that really know what they're doing. So,
Absolutely, that's a problem.
whilst they're occupied, it'd be nice if we could sneak it, just get in and get out.
Sneak
But
in if they're going to take out their
we don't want to
ground.
loiter around for too long.
Oh wait, you're going to be late, aren't you? That's not going to work. Damn it.
Anyway, yeah, I have to go now and eat my dinner. See you in the game.
I'm gonna have to go manual bombing mode in the Harrier in it because there's not going to be anyone lasing any targets at the chem factory.
You have a laser.
I haven't spent too much time using it.
It's pretty easy. Just after you get your wheels off the ground, because you have to be in the air, can't have weight on wheels. Put your DMT and press the top left, not the top, excuse me, the leftmost top button, and that's for your code. Set your code to what you want, and then you set it to your T-pod will use that code.
Why is Jaeger Monster Rescue in PvP blue? They're meant to be here.
I don't know. Drag them up.
Back.
Whoever offered to laze. Rook. Okay, sweet.
Right, you have 30 seconds to come up with a few ideas for a plan, and then pitch it to me when I get back, and I'm just gonna ask these guys what the hell they're doing.
Speak away, ladies.
Yeah, so I'm going to be bringing the A10C.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say to the guys, I might wait until we're actually in there to get a word in edgeways, is we're going to go in fast and low, no loitering, get in, get out. None of this laser crap, because that means he's going to just be easy pickings, isn't he? We just need to hit it and get out again. Go hide in the valleys. We can defeat the S-300 because that's behind terrain. So as long as we stay low, we can pop up, shoot at it, and get rid of it. Well, exactly. We need to stay low. Plus, lasing takes time. You've got to run in, shoot one, hit, go back in again, go out, go back in again. And then someone will say it doesn't work, doesn't this, doesn't that. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're going low fast. The S-300's up, so you won't be going up high. It's behind some terrain. So we don't want to loiter either because we'll be easy pickings. So if we keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, we're going to get shot. So my plan is just to get in there as quick as we can, couple seed, couple go for the chem factory, get the S-300 down and get out again. No. Mm-hmm. Well, it's behind terrain, so as long as we're below the terrain that's in front of it, we can get in real close and pop up and shoot at it. So that should be a problem, but we will have to judge how high that terrain is. Yeah. I mean, what?
I was planning on putting some GV12s on because that's what I've done most practice on in the Harrier so far. Yeah, I'm still going through learning a bit more of it, so I could still work with that plan in staying low, last second, popping up and getting the bombs off.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do CCIP, just take some dumb bombs and just get them on target. I mean, what we could do is 2 of us go for the S300, 2 go for the chem factory, and then we can split up and go down 2 different valleys, so that at least if we did get jumped, one flight might be more successful than the other. And if the Mirage goes with down one of the valleys with the going for the chem factory, maybe as an escort in front, then we might have more chance of success. But if we group together and stay together, we're going to be a big target. No. Well, you can take rockets if you really want. You know, Zunis will get it. It's just, you know. Yeah, I mean.
So could you not just use 2 Harriers as bait? Send them really far west, send them in. They'll direct them really far west because everyone else goes east. Can't let them keep west.
We've got a few aircraft. I would say on this flight, right, are going to fly up through the northern. Let's say we're at Tortat. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the second word, but the valley just south of that. If they fly direct north to past the east side of Beslan, low, right, that look as if they're going for the AWACS, right, and then once if they get an RWR or anything like that, they just evade, right? Just make the F-18s chase them. If they chase them, then it's perfect. If it's not, then at least we've got some means of a distraction.
I wouldn't mind going in a Harrier far west and acting as bait. I could just go light and because then I would be near the mountains on the west side and just duck behind there if need be, just to distract.
It won't distract them that much. I mean, I would say if anybody's going to go west, say just west side of Nauchik, come up in a valley there and then head down low past Nauchik and then hit the chem factory, it would be a Vigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. It's fast enough to work out.
Yeah, that would be the best job for a Vigan.
Yeah,
but Harriers should be waiting below that S300 line and loitering within the valleys, waiting for the cap to announce that it's all right, they can come in. We've thinned out the airspace.
I have a question about that S300. How many of them do they have? And
it'll be a full suite.
Yeah.
So it's something like, I don't know, what's that, 16, 30? I don't know how many missiles it's got, but it might be 30.
You guys ready?
No.
3 missiles per launch.
No. Alright, I'm leaving.
Yeah, it's going to have a few, isn't it?
Because I was thinking we just running out of ammo before we go in.
I'm just basing.
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
if
thinking
we if we go in and we start wild weaseling the S300, then we're not just wild weaseling an S300. We're wild weaseling 4 F-18s as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we go in, we could do that perhaps after we've killed the enemy cap. If we hopefully kill the enemy cap, but
well, I mean, shit. Trash.
So what's the
PK90
range for
could
the
eliminate
S300?
both of these.
It's about
Sorry,
60
the
miles.
S300 is in that that circle on the map. I was hoping for more mirages, because then the mirages and the Hornets could work as two.
It's a big old.
And so the other question is,
Sam, no,
y'all were talking about this earlier, is splitting up. Now, was that to attack the S300 from 2 different sides, or to confuse just the other?
No.
Negative. Our only objective is the chemical factor.
No, not against these guys. We want to get in whilst they're distracted.
All we really need
There's
to worry
1,
about
2,
is
3,
knock
4,
out the
4
damn,
F-18s
red air, but they'd get 1 respawn, so
on red.
I mean, what we could try and do
But they
is
can
just
respawn.
a standard pincer maneuver.
We've got nothing
So
to
first you got to
pincer
shoot them down,
with.
and then you
We've
got to get in
four-
before they can get
4
back.
Hornets and 1 Mirage.
And the red base
We've
is
got
right
enough
on
to
top of it.
And considering the fact they've got a GCI, which is going to be looking on the spectators, and considering the fact that the basically, being given a plan, which is just use the GCI and then fire their AIM-120s visually, that means that they've got the S300 to guard them. They can fire AIM-120s visually. They've got a GCI. We have to use our radar, so they're going to know where we are.
So if Rescue's in a frog foot, he can go for the radar.
I think what we should do is
I think our blue force needs to split into wing pair. At least with our cap flight. Because if we can force the red air to split up, we may actually have a little more chance of being able to drive a wedge.
The advantages they have would be too much in their favor. If we split up, then it's just
Hey,
guaranteed we're
can
gonna.
we not use SRS for today? Because mine is absolutely fucking up, and it's actually crashing my.
There's a lot of us in here to not use SRS.
Well, what if we use? Yeah, you know what? That's true. There's too many complications if we go pure Discord. And
it gets messy really quickly, to be fair. Should we not just delay our takeoff and just drag them as far south as possible? They won't have the fuel then. And if they're stupid, they'll fly into the SA.
I really like that idea.
Why would they? All they've got to do is protect.
Because Warren likes to get kills. And they know for a fact, if he sees you on the deck, he'll come
Cap's
to
in
you.
there as well.
Yes,
He's
but
gonna
their
stop
first
Warren.
flight out, they can be as suicidal as they want because they get 1 respawn. So they can be as crazy and as nuts as they want with their
Oh
first
crap, I forgot they get an extra life.
Hello.
Set the
3
Vigor
minutes.
to go for the runway.
That's
3
true,
minutes.
That could be suicidal, but we could deal with that first. If we play it smart, what if we ambush them? We have a few aircraft. Cap.
So we do all this talking and planning,
So when they come over and chase,
but
those guys pop out. And
never happens because
They
it changes.
won't be suicidal.
So
They
a
won't
plan's
be
only good until you actually execute the plan. Then the plan goes out the window, and it's you got to make
I have a feeling
decisions
they're
on the
gonna
fly
head
anyway.
East. And stay around
So
that
if you're
area.
too minute
They're
with
not-
it,
they've got the GCI, they're
if you
gonna
do every little
stay
tiny
around
step, it's
the
you're not going to be able to remember or do it anyway.
They're gonna make a barrier between the chem factory and the edge of the S300. They'll probably have.
I mean, in
some
the Iraq
people,
War, it was just everyone
just
took
west of
off,
the chem factory
refueled,
some,
and charged in all at
south
once.
along that road that
They
leads
can't
into
kill
the
everybody.
Valley South. That way, they cover the west side and the south side, so it's a proper shield all the way around, essentially.
Well, how many of us are there in total on blue?
Say again.
We got what, 10 people on blue?
We've got enough that we can make it work. I would like more mirages, but we haven't got any more mirages.
Because I'm thinking, if we send someone up the east, because like you said, they're going to hover around the chem factory to try and protect it. Send someone up the east, and then send a load of us towards that chem factory.
Yeah, so this all needs to be timed and done right.
That's gonna be the problem
If we do
without
send a force to
Yeah.
the east as a decoy force, there are
Just
only
want to have some fun,
two. guarantee.
Well, that's still 2 less for us to fight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's still
Send a Mirage and a Hornet with whoever it is.
We've got the S300, Chem Factory, and
They're going to have
AWACS.
to react somehow. It's just all a matter of how far we can decoy them.
So,
I like the idea of a distraction.
I think
and then
for
have the Hornets, and then have our Blue 4 Hornets react, and then they're forced to divide their defense. They're going to have to react to the Eastern Force as well as the Blue 4 Hornets. That will give our cast flights some time to possibly get in and do some damage before they can react.
You forget as well they have GCI.
Yeah,
of course they do. But
what we'll do, right? We'll marshal up.
The cap goes.
We'll marshal up directly south of the S300 below its GCI line. All right, and that's the casts and a cap. And then the Hornets and the Mirage will try and draw them out in some way, try and pick them off. So we'll try and establish a kind of chain. So maybe we'll get lucky with the S300 and Wild Wheels with a couple of missiles at the same time.
You forget as well, there's the AWACS. If even though the GCI won't call stuff out, the AWACS will.
Yes, the AWACS, but that I mean, I know that that they will know where we are anyway. Yeah, so true. I'm not.
To be fair, it says destroy the chemical plant or the AWACS. So why don't we just all go mental on after the AWACS?
Because the chem plant.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, if you're going to go after the either or, you've still got an S300 and 4 Hornets with a GCI on spectators to contend with. It's the same thing all around. It's the plan that we're going to go with. It can't be. Basically, you got to anticipate their psychology to have it succeed.
Can you shoot the AWACS from outside the S300 if you're high enough? Can't you?
No.
Because of the range.
As far as the cast goes,
yeah, you
what
can.
Is the best route in? If we were to fly,
take off, go high, go towards the AWACS, and fire a radar at it, or 2. That'll get it.
Suggest the.
Sorry, say that again, Rook.
Aside from the fighters and the AWACS, just avoiding the S300, getting the cast, and mind you, the A10C. Getting its slow ass in there. What are we calling the best route for the cast?
For the cast, so we're all going to do the same thing essentially at first. We're gonna head out from Tbilisi, and then we're going to marshal up south side of the S300. Right?
What's the point of leading if you?
So that's cast.
Someone else
everybody in
telling
the
you
same
what to do.
We're going to be below their
boring,
GCI line, so that he's not allowed to announce where we are. And then when we're ready. We'll do, the cap will do what it needs to do, and then call in the casts when we think the time's right. And then the Olds flight, the distraction, will head up east of Beslan when we call as well. So we need to look at keep an eye out on the situation. So it'll be the cap keeping an eye out on the situation and then calling you in.
West through the valleys, you're going to get closer to the chem factory than if you're going east.
Is that plan assuming that the S300 is out of commission?
No, it is assuming that the S300 is still up.
And so what is the cast route treetop level into the chem factory?
They just straight to it. There is there are hills. If you come out, if you see that, Tail, if you see that road, we're on chem. Right, the road that's.
I've done enough of these missions to know
nice
that.
Big valley. When you come out of there on the north side, you can head direct east, right along the edge of the mountains.
To be clever doesn't usually
so
ever
they'll
work.
Guard you from the S300.
Because everyone just gets shot down.
So you can head in quite close, heading east along the top of that mountain range, and then come north straight to.
May I ask what the distraction flight work is? Except being a distraction.
If they get through, kill AWACS.
Okay.
So basically,
SU-25 too.
Basically, it's you can just stick IR missiles on it, but it's basically a bluff. If they don't go for it, AWACS dies. If they do go for it, then hopefully Chem Factory dies.
Either or, as long as we get one or the other.
What he hasn't told you is the chem factory surrounded.
So how many Mavericks do you guys want us in the ordinance to take along? Should we just focus
No
on
Mavericks.
anti-air?
No Mavericks. 120s
Which means
only.
we're probably going to be doing snake eye runs on.
Yeah, you guys want us to be purely anti-air?
Jaeger, we are only taking missiles.
One thing that is important to like point out is that fuel tanks can be destroyed with gunfire, which means we just practically only have 4 targets, which are the main factory building.
Yeah, everyone can see the AAA emplacements on the photo, I assume.
Of course, but yeah, that's not our target.
Yeah, but for a low Snake Eyes run, that's just something to be aware of.
We've got
We've
got one Vigan which carries 16 bombs. We've got 4 Harriers, and a Warthog. You guys can take out that in one run.
This does not sound really familiar to me, because the coffee campaign.
I wouldn't worry about that. It's just
planned it to death.
I didn't get
never happened. The only thing that really worked was low, fast, get in, get out.
Yeah,
exactly.
Give me the coordinates.
As long as you know how to use it.
When we used to loiter around the carrier and stuff, unless you got really good air-to-air guys that kill everything.
Know the exact position.
Alright, you guys talking strategy
you're
right now?
You're
I'm
be
talking
waiting
really
for
loudly
ages,
so I don't hear it.
We are just about to finish.
Are you gonna put the password up, Bounty?
Yeah.
Not until everybody's ready.
Overthinking
will be another 30 seconds or so.
Is never a clever idea.
Minutes.
Could you give me the disregard?
Plus, you know what I said just got completely wiped
so
out anyway. No,
does
we're not doing that. No, we're not doing this. No, that's it. Oh, what we're going to do is X, Y, Z, no, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
compress that
it's going to become predictable. Because they see, oh, okay, they've come in, they're loitering. Oh, right, they're going to come in after.
And
yes, but we'll
you can
still
go for the
be
AWACS if you're high and
there,
fast enough.
And it will be the cap who will call in the
We've
caps.
done it 1,000
so
times.
You have to marshal low speed, stay as...
yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Forgetting loads of words, sorry.
As soon as they start engaging, I want to be low and fast and heading in.
Stay as efficient as possible.
Because they're going to be looking at them and not us.
Get to the chem factory because the Harriers will...
Not wait and see what happens. I just want to be in and out, you know.
I'll arc to the west and then come in via south beam south.
So if the other guys want to do this plan, they can. I'm going to go and
I'm
going hunting.
Tanks on the outer pylons because they'll empty first, and you can ditch them.
Yeah. That trash. It might be better if you just marshal up with the rest of us and forget that western attack, because I mean he will be able
you
to
always
see
get that
on
in every group. 1 or 2 know best, don't they?
So he'll be able to order people to look in that direction, or you'll get quick reaction.
And so, you know, they've planned it like a chess game, and every single tiny little step, and it's just not going to play out that way. Because what if the red guys
very fast into their missiles
split up and go west and east and leave the centre, or they go to different positions right across that over that S300 and cover that area?
When we call in,
be interesting.
So marshal up with the rest of them. When we call in, don't go directly west of Nelchik, but head
because they're going to be thinking, right, what are they going to do? What do they usually do?
Come in southwest.
Yeah, that's the plan. This is the waypoints I've set up.
But marshal up at the same time, so you just have to like be as fuel efficient as possible and then burn in when you can.
Okay. Just a question regarding the distraction flight. Are we joining you guys at the border first, or are we just going the straight way?
You're marshalling up with the rest of us. So everybody marshals up.
How far is it to that site?
Roger. If you can stay in formation, then just stay in formation in your own flights, but just in proximity.
50 miles? Kilometers? To Tbilisi to Beslan.
Right,
Most
good
dock,
luck, have fun, guys.
maybe 70
Yeah,
miles,
good luck,
80 miles,
guys.
maybe. I don't know.
May our hunting be
Do you
successful.
want
That's
another
35.
potentially could join?
So it's
Yes,
35.
we
That's
will never
70.
say
No, it's
no
about
to them.
100 and
Do they have
As long as they
Mirage?
follow
100
orders.
miles, isn't it?
No, but I
120
do
miles,
have
maybe.
Mirage. So what I was
Kilometers.
thinking is I could jump in the Mirage, but I think Bullshark could jump in my Hornet, and then if we could get Mad Eyes and another Harrier for space. But he also has the A10C as well.
What's this about mirages?
I was just saying that piqued his interest. No, what I'm saying is I've got a Mirage, so what I was thinking was to get another 2 people in is I jump into Mirage with Papa.
What generally happens with blue, you see, we're
slot,
defensive, and the red go aggressive.
Mad Eyes in a Harrier. Or
And so if you're
to,
defending, you're always going to get shot at. We need to go hunt them.
You have to get them into a voice channel. We haven't got much time to be.
So what we do is we take off and we wait for them.
Get them in as quick as possible.
Go, get them, get them.
They can follow orders. Mad Eyes flew the other night. He's fine.
They just say do it. That extra Mirage is going to be a
We'll do it, but you need to tell them to jump into a public channel, into a voice channel.
I'll do it now.
Anyway, Onte, I think we're quite done. I think the new guys can be like briefed on
I'm going to
what
get into
has
the server
happened
now.
inside the flight.
Probably get thrown in an A10 as well. 2 seconds.
Once the password's up.
We should get Lieutenant Hicks into a wonderful A10.
Ooh, Hicks is good. I like Hicks.
Because of
exactly.
all,
He's bloody good,
that was very
especially
complicated
on the
planning.
dynamic DCS server.
Oh no, thinking
normally
I haven't got a clue what's going on.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, he's clearing up shit with that A10.
Okay, Bull's name here now.
So Bull Shark is here.
I'm indeed.
I mean, the S300 is behind a bleeding terrain anyway, so that's not an issue until we get closer.
Who else? Who else?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, guys, I am sending.
Booking times, stupid old man.
Who need the mission files?
Okay, new guys, listen up quickly because you're going to get a crash course in your briefing.
There's a password in, Auntie.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, let's go ahead then.
Everybody join up.
I don't see the password.
Just give it a second, it will load.
To save fucking around with the flights now, Bull Shark, you okay in the A10C?
Yeah, it can be, mate.
Yeah, I don't see the password either.
Deleted the password.
Yep, somebody.
Okay,
oh, who deleted that?
I shall.
Oh, this was really interesting then, and then oh, everyone's got a plan. Everyone else, haven't they?
How's it going with the password? It's gone.
Yeah, somebody deleted it.
Oh, that was clever, wasn't it?
Got it.
Alright, got it.
Thank you.
Do not say
What,
voice, please, people.
What SRS channel are you on?
Right, so
Right,
when
join.
you look on the briefing, you'll see our channels for your flight, the Hornets. It's 120 for the VHF. So
I need 130 and 243.
And radio 2 is 243.
I'll join the Hornets on 120 as well.
Rage, can you send me in Discord the password because the page is not loading?
Roger.
Thank you.
Can we put Mad Eyes in a Harrier as a space?
You can be.
Not more Harriers.
Is there a space for a Harrier?
We're about to find out. If not, it looks like you'll find the SU-25.
There won't be any SU-25Ts.
No Ts.
There'll be normal SU-25s if you've got
Right.
SC3.
Let that cash in, and then we can join in and get in this Harrier.
Say a frog foot.
Don't know why I said lead now. Just take off and do what you want.
Right, is it?
Right.
Everybody in the server?
I'm joining. Briefing. Fly.
I have no idea what we're doing. I don't have the file.
Stand by, Matters.
You're going to be flying a Harrier.
Right, so let's get the head tracking on. Otherwise, that's going to be awkward.
Taking 1 or 2.
Yeah, basically, bad guys.
There
You're
we
not
go.
carrying any weapons. You're just going ahead.
Just set that to the middle. Let's get SRS up.
From the north remembers.
Who's
2 Tigers, 4 Harriers, 4 Vegans, 4 Hawk.
Like Gumbo. Just make sure he's on your radio channel. He's listening. Following the plan.
What?
Okay, so what we're going to put our guys in with
You can fly nonetheless E25, then.
Yeah, well.
I
Right.
don't know.
Okay, there we go. We're in. Right, let's arm up.
Pretty much the same as the T, but do you have FC3?
Yes.
Then you have the.
I want a Deccan pod. Take a gun.
There won't be any T's in there. So. It's basically the same as an SU-25T, except it hasn't got
I'm going
T
to take
Yeah, it's still got people going.
2 Mark 82s. 2
Should we take a lot
sidearms.
of fuel, or is 1 fuel tank enough?
And I want 2
One
air-to-air as
fuel tank.
defensive.
6 M120Cs.
No, it gives 12,400, 2,000, 1,700 kilos off of maximum.
By the way, rescue or frequency.
Request
rearming.
Copy.
I'm not taking bags of fuel if I run out because of loitering. I'm coming back. Let's put the flaps on and the nose wheel steering.
Yeah, I need to restart my DCS quickly.
Alright, we're gonna go in order of Cat, then Cass on the runway. Take off 1 flight at a time. But
that's 5/5 tail.
we're gonna line up on the runway just like normal.
Roger, you're also 5x5.
Lovely, thank you.
Rearming complete.
Gumbo's on 130.
Good luck, bad guys.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just take off, press 7, press I.
I'm just doing C then.
Pretty much, mate.
Do I not need
Right back while TCS starts up.
Oh, what time of day is it?
Rage, I'm thinking 1 tank and a crap load of ammo.
I'm looking
So, yeah.
at 3s.
1 tank and a crap load of ammo.
So the sun's going down, isn't
Are
it?
you in a Hornet?
Helmet.
Possibly.
We have so 6 AMRAMs and 6 M9Xs. If we get into a dogfight, we'll need those in.
What's the location of the factory? Does anyone have the coordinates?
Don't worry about the factory. Just now, we'll be in the vicinity of the factory. It's north side.
So it's 1546. So I'm taking night stuff just in case.
NVG installed.
Question: can you use SRS in the 25?
You can if you've got the flaming cliffs mod. Which is a
can
game
use it-
changer, by the way.
You can use it in general.
Oh,
Basically, it just has a.
Just got something on my screen I need to get off because it looks like a airplane in the distance.
Do you have your
There we go.
SRS overlay up?
Yeah, Auntie's flying. I think she's in. I'm not sure what she's flying now.
Right. So you need your.
Let's
you need your SRS
see.
overlay.
Oh, she's not on the sheet, I don't think. Oh, I don't know if she's flying then. Can't see her on the sheet.
Yes.
That's open.
Alright, I'm coming in. So I just got an SSD.
No, it doesn't look like it.
My BIOS or for this?
For your BIOS?
Yeah, that setting hurts my brain.
You mean DCS BIOS?
No.
His PC's BIOS. His OS.
Oh, you upgrade.
Oh, it's deafened thingamajiggy.
Confirm our active runway. Anyway, all flight is now taxiing to active runway.
So I don't like the look of that when it's in the lights in a certain. So I'll just set that to 130. 243. So I don't get any of the automated ATC, which can be annoying when you're not needing to use it. Gumbo's on 130 flight checking.
Somebody trying to talk on main frequency, you're stuttering super much.
My lot aren't even in.
Now I can hear you.
Ah, saw them. Right, let's have a look to see what we're over here, aren't we? So have I got there? That is Whistler. Rescue. Soames.
Zero comes check 130.
Yeah, it's either 5-5.
Okay.
Let's do.
Yeah, if they sell it in Lidl, don't buy it.
Receiver's already by the runway. Okay, Sabre, I'm going to taxi to the runway now. I'll see you there. Right, let's go and taxi.
Left.
Copy. And someone's already crashed.
Circus Miller is doing.
Oh, who knows?
Good check, that is.
Oh. Slightly off centre there. That's a bit better. So just taxi out to 31, I think it is. Oh, what's this Mirage doing? Let's make sure no one else is racing. Let's do some formation taxi. Yeah, looking nice. Let him go ahead. Very slow on the taxi there. Yeah, Mad Eye's killed himself already.
Harriers hold short of the runway. And Mirages. Alright,
let's get up to the main runway here. then wait for the flight, all the other flights to come. Who have we got? Seagulls over there, I think. So if I go over this side, then whatever. And we picked him up on RWR. That's him.
Right, should we check 243?
Right, let's go round.
Do comm checks on your flight frequency, not on global, please.
Yeah, I'm just checking that SOS is working, that's all.
I know everyone is. Do that on your flight frequency, please.
Who's that? Oh, I'm going to wait here. There you go, holding short. Sabre's holding short, runway. Yeah, let's get our lights off. So lights are off. So, just sit here and wait. Now that's Seagull there, he's on my flight. And we're just waiting for the other Harriers to turn up. Saberfly, are you all in now on 130?
Whistler's here now.
Roger. Right, who else is supposed to be with me then? Jack Mad Eye. Oh no, not Mad Eyes. He's in a Frogfoot. So see the Whistler, me, and Jack's not on. I won't worry too much. Don't even know if he has it. Let's go back to Discord.
Right, well, so Harrier's loading up with snake eyes and external tanks on outer pylons. Yeah.
So we're going to have 3 fighters in cap flight with the way Warren keeps
it's up to you. I'm not taking tanks. I'm just taking a couple of dump bombs, couple of sidearms, and 2 AIM-9s
Maybe
for
Blue
defense.
4 won't have too bad a trouble.
And the Deccan pod.
Maybe.
Deccan pod, I don't know how to use that just yet, but
Oh, it's easy. That's just you just load it onto the aircraft, and you know the 3 dials on the right-hand side of the right MFD. The bottom one, you just turn it round past bit to receive, and then that's all you need to do.
Oh, roger. Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
right,
nice and easy.
I'll load that up with Mark 82 snake eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what you want.
Yeah, roger that. Taxi into runway.
Are you on SRS?
Yeah, I need to sort it out quickly.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Just let me know when you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy. Right, so he's sorting himself out. Any particular order on the runway? Yes, no?
The order on the runway will be F-18s, Mirages, Harriers, then the Vigin and F-5, then the A-10s.
Alright, cheers, copy.
And the Frogfoots.
So we'll go behind the Mirages then.
Alright, while we're down on the ground and things aren't so hectic, let's organize our wing pairs. Gumbo, you're leading the flight, obviously. You want to take Jack as your wing?
Not particularly. I'll take C though.
Jack, radio check, 130 Harrier flight.
Oh man, you're wrong for that. Alright, Jack, how familiar are you with the Harrier or takeoff?
Yeah, fairly familiar. I've put in quite a few hours practice.
Okay, we'll just do a dry takeoff, 99%, no water.
Roger that. Taxi into runway.
Only joking, of course, but...
Yeah, just wait for the Hornets and the Mirages to go first, and then we'll start lining up behind them. We'll let Gumbo have first lead.
Gumbo, what's your takeoff procedure?
I'm just going to go with auto flaps and no water.
Right, the Mirage is up behind the F-18s.
And then about 120 knots, I'll rotate the nozzles to about 25, 30 and just pull the nose up, get the nozzles back again after I've got some altitude and then head out.
Copy.
Alright, how about our tactics? After our marshal from the south, should we split the wing pairs or we should stay as one flight element?
Yeah, we'll stay together until we get to the valley.
Wait, you're gonna have to change the camo.
We'll split there.
Hey, firm.
If we take right and you take left.
We have to change it. We've got people on red using that camo.
Roger, do you know have the red for?
We're using the red for splinter camo.
Alright, we've got any more
that's what it's showing
Mirages coming?
Blue for using the Grim Reapers.
Hey guys,
Just
stop
one,
talking tactics real quick. I'm relaying a message from Cap real quick.
Hey guys, Red 4 is open a Hornet slot if anyone wants to come in.
Not anyone, it's gotta be a GR guy.
Oh yeah.
I nominate Riddle.
Right, I'm gonna...
What?
Right, I'm gonna take the runway now.
Alright, can we just get Bridge straight first? You're gonna have to change from the VFC 12 rage because we've got people on Bridge using it.
Roger.
Rage,
do you want me to go on red? No, I don't.
No, Riddle, you stay with it.
Alright, that'll do, mate. Let's have...
It would be unfair to ask anybody from our team to go into there now because they already know our plan. Do we know your plan? Well, if we send one of our guys over onto Red 4, then yeah, you will know our plan, will you? Let's just have an auto code.
Yeah, this is very familiar. I didn't think we were doing things like this anymore, but obviously seems like it. So I've got the Harriers with me there.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Exactly.
Just give me red code through it live.
Alright, Thor and Jack, form up behind us.
I'll be back.
Shifty's in. Shifty's just arrived. Why don't I ask him?
Ah, Shifty in.
Shifty's only filming the takeoff.
Oh, he's filming it. Yeah. Oh, I thought he changed his mind then.
2 seconds.
Yeah, so for takeoff, if me and Seethor will go first and count 5 seconds, and then you and Jack, and then I'm going to stick slow so you can catch up. Do about 300 knots straight after takeoff.
Alright, so Mirage, can you move up a little bit? Closer in behind. I'm going to move up a little bit as well. Kingston, come a little bit further left of me on the runway.
Oh, sorry about that. My DCS
yes, just had a little funny moment there. But I'm back, I'm just rearming quickly.
Alright, let's put that.
And Jaeger, if you move up as well.
Right.
Alright, we've still got people on the apron. What are they doing up there?
They're having some technical difficulties just setting up controls and just, yeah, getting some weapons on and everything, so unsure.
Okay, Jack, you all happy?
Yeah, I'm all happy to set some technical difficulties. I'm just rearming quickly now, and I'll be with Harriers, and you can come further forward. We've only got one more barrage incoming.
Yeah, we got one Harrier on the. Just had some difficulties. He'll be with us in a sec.
Roger.
I suppose better check to see where I'm going. Alright, we're taking off that way and heading over to here, this little area. And we're going to go to about 335 degrees and then loiter about here. Alright, so I take it we're going to take off 335 degrees, head out to loiter point and then wait to be called in, as I understand it.
I'm taxiing over to runway now.
Okay, Roger.
Harriers, we've been sitting on the runway for a little bit. If you've been sitting here for a little while, I'd advise refueling before we take off.
Yeah, good idea.
Request refueling.
Alright, let's
request rearming.
Copy.
Yeah, because I'm already at 93% of fuel just sitting here.
Yeah, you can blame me for that, my bad. Sorry for holding you up.
Oh no, it's everybody.
Refueling complete. Oh, let's check forward. 243, radio check.
5-5.
Charlie. Roger.
Please refrain from doing radio checks on guard. Do it on your flight frequency, please.
Who is that?
Guard.
Yes, Dad.
Guard. Rearming complete.
Yeah, Regents, you can taxi forward. We will be standing behind you.
Trash copy.
Right. Just have that so I can see it, so it doesn't block my view too much.
I am a dad, so appropriate.
Make sure there's enough room for the A-10s to get by the Biggins.
Yeah, lights off, guys.
Yeah.
So I've got someone's headlight shining straight into my cockpit. They don't listen, do they?
Actually, the A-10s and stuff are last, aren't they? Yeah. With the SU-25s.
Oh, here he comes.
Somebody's transmitting.
Yeah, Jack, if you can fit in behind me, I'm not sure if there's anyone there, but you and Whistler will be taking off after me and Seethor, just about a 5-second
what just happened up front?
Yeah, roger
that. Hold flight, yeah.
What just
Yes,
happened
you're ready. We are still having one member left.
Who was that?
Alright, what happened there?
Nice job.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a new plane. I'll be quicker.
Lead, this is Hitman. Where do you want us in the line? We're having some technical difficulties. Stand by.
Oh, it's me. Okay, so once everyone's sorted themselves out, we'll be getting going. Just waiting for the A10s to come up. Some technical difficulties that need to be resolved, as it happens when you're on a server with lots of people. So as soon as everyone's settled and ready and sorted, we'll be good to head out.
Some days it's good not. Some days it's good not to be the leader.
It's never a good day to be a leader.
When you win.
Oh, sorry, wrong channel. How long does the DCM pod run for?
Sorry?
How long does the DCM pod run for on the Harrier?
Oh, indefinitely. If you set it to receive, it'll only activate when it's receiving like an enemy signal, and then it'll scramble it a bit.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, keep it in receive. That is basically the Harrier's version of the stealth jammer.
Yeah. Okay, like I said, I'm still learning a few things on a Harrier. I've spent about 20 hours in it, but fairly competent.
Yeah, that's cool.
As long as you have your air brake map.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the first things.
Yeah, so for takeoff, I'm just going to go to 100% on the RPM. Just keep it nice and settled.
Yeah, roger. Cool.
And we'll just take off in pairs for Jack. You and Whistler take off after me and Seethor. Leave a few seconds before you head off, and then I'll go 300 knots. You guys form up, we do a little formation, and then when we get to a certain point, we'll loiter and split up thereafter.
Yeah, roger. Who am I following? The one left of me or taxi right back out?
I think Whistler's on the run.
Taking off once everybody's lined up. I'll speak to Cap, tell him we're ready.
Hold flight, last flight member is also currently taxiing.
Roger, he's ahead of us.
Okay guys, are you all ready?
Ready. Future reference, Gumbo, you are lead, Seethor 2, Whistler is 3, Jack, you're 4.
Roger. 2 ready.
3 standing by.
4 standing by.
Copy, thanks guys. Sabre is fully ready.
Kingston, I hope you feel the boom for the runway, mate.
Don't do it on guard, Whistler will kick off.
F-18 move up the right side.
Just topping up the fuel again.
Yeah, I keep topping mine off too. Request refueling. Request rearming.
Copy.
Refueling complete.
Are we going for external lights off, yeah? So, Widow, you go on to the left side here. Roger. Actually, no, yeah, Kingston on the left side. Just in case that happens again. I want you on the side of the runway. Just gonna top up with fuel very quickly while they're sorting out.
Roger, no problem.
Rearming complete. Now there's a smart man. Hornet's taxiing with his wings up.
he hasn't ever just gonna exercise, man. That's why I didn't do it.
Who's behind me who's got their headlight on? Would you mind dipping it? It's shining right in my cockpit.
Alright, Jaeger wings down and move forward.
Cheers, thank you.
A little bit further out to the right as well. Didn't we have a second Mirage?
Get on the sheet.
I'm just turning my lights to night because that sun's going.
Oh, we got nozzle 0. But I thought we brought in 2 people so that one person could move onto a Mirage.
It's up to Whistler. What you two are doing?
Yeah, SE-25. There's no T, it's just a regular.
So, Sal.
Alright, so everybody can move up a little bit. I'm just going to tell Cap that we're ready. Just get your formations, your flights, and we'll take off as soon as I've told Cap.
Alright, Jack. Here's my takeoff procedure. Brakes on, throttle up to 80%, hold, wait for brakes off release, and then go full max to 100%.
Roger.
For some reason I was moving forward then. Right, let's go to cast it. Don't want that embarrassment. Yeah, and check your Jack. Check your nozzle steering's off.
Yeah, you've nozzle steering off.
Cool.
I have it on a toggle anyway.
Yeah, just sometimes guys forget.
Okay, look, last video.
Flight is now ready for takeoff.
It's like no internal lights on the cockpit.
Okay, guys, whatever you do. Oh, wrong frequency.
So all flights ready.
Saber's ready.
Sword ready. Rope ready.
Oh, it's ready.
Hitman ready. Alright, so we'll be taking off one flight at a time. And I'll organize that within your flights. F-18s will be first.
Overworn shitty internet. Well, that may actually work in our favor today.
Yeah, I've got MVGs loaded up.
No, I haven't. Is it worth putting them on?
Yeah, do it from your radio menu, ground crew.
Yeah,
real quick.
Yep.
Okay, Seaver brakes on. Spooling up. 60%.
Jack, spool set.
Okay, and brakes releasing 100% in 3, 2, 1, go.
Jack, 3, 2, 1. Shit, sorry, mate. Oh my, 300 knots. I'll bring that down to just keep it going. Keep it
Okay, nozzles to 35. Pulling back. Gear up. Nozzles going back to 0. And when I hit 300 knots, I'm going to spool back. And turning 335.
Throttling down to 85% of power and moving to regional.
Roger.
Off to your left 3. Roger that.
Okay, I'm slightly accelerating to 350. Autopilot's on. VR, no, I don't use VR, it's head tracking. I use Track Hat, or you can use Track IR, it's all similar.
Lee, you're only doing 350?
Yeah, roger, 350 and 3,500 feet. Harriers are at 3,500 at 350 knots, travelling 335 degrees. We'll loiter when we get into the mountains.
Trying to catch up to you boys. A little heavy.
Do you want me to slow down a bit?
No, okay, I'm at 413 and catching. It's just taking its time.
Oh, okay, roger.
Anything else from the wax?
So there we go.
Everything marshals up around about Crit Square. Mike 19.
Jack, passing you on your right.
Yeah, some of the guys said that use VR seem to like it, apart from this can be a bit blurry on the instruments, from what I hear. But they really enjoy it, those that use it. It's just not for me. Going up to 66%. Let's have a look at a fly past view whilst we're here. There we go. Nice formation, guys. Okay, we're going to have to climb slightly here.
Gumbo, could you come further east? heading too far north. No, too far. Sorry, further west. You're heading too far east, too far north.
Yeah, we're just getting to the mountains here, and then I'll turn east.
Roger.
How far east?
Red Force is taking on.
Grid Square, Mike 19.
Copy.
Which is, if you'll see a town, Chin Valley, something like that. Can't pronounce it, but that town just north of there.
Right, what if I was on quickly? I'm going to check that.
Nose down.
Yeah, Force lined up on the left side of the flight.
Where? Oh yeah.
Gumbo, they know we're here. What we're doing?
Right, I'm going to turn left slightly and climb slightly. And then there's a village off to our left, so we're going to go and loiter around that sort of area. I'll try and keep the motions as smooth as possible. Right, straightening up.
Sorry.
I've got no idea where he means, so I need to check on the map.
All flights behind the F-18s, we're turning 290. Slow turn.
We're right up here now, aren't we?
Lead, be advised, this is Hitman. We are tracking towards our Marshall coordinate set to a little bit south, maybe and a little bit west of your planned rendezvous point, but it's still roughly in the same area. Considering our speed and situation, we'll trail behind and just loiter until we're called.
Okay, I think we'll loiter around here. This looks good for us. If you want to go trail, and then I'm going to go into a right-hand orbit just around this little town on our right here. Yeah, this little town on our right here, I'm going to orbit around this point, and then have a look to see what the others are doing, and then we'll make adjustments, because I've kind of lost my bearings a little bit. Yeah, it's a mission with the Grim Reapers and a bunch of us.
You gotta stop doing that, you're surprising the shit out of me.
A bunch of us are, we're looking to kill a chem factory, an S-300, and they've got an AWACS and some red F-18s against us. And we've got some cat flights and some Harriers. Okay, I'll speed up. I've got 80% RPM.
Oh, thanks.
Distraction flight.
Nails, 18 nails, 18
Distraction flight is currently flying direct north to just, simply distract the F-18s from your current position. I am currently skylining.
Gumbo, let them know.
Yeah, hang on, I was looking at the map. Yeah, we have nails on F-18s from our position north.
Yeah, Project, we do also have that. I am currently at 13,000 feet getting nails. They are approaching.
They seem close, Gumbo.
So yeah, I will be going lower when they come closer.
Yeah, let me get on it, hang on. I need to go to...
Currently I have a problem where our distraction flight has gone dead north, leading the F-18s towards our Harriers.
Right, we're going to turn 243 and get down into the valleys and head towards our cap.
Okay, then I have a misunderstood briefing. I am sorry for that.
Jack, stay with. You're already in a position where they're going to know where you are. You're above the AWACS line, so if you just continue heading north and continue distracting.
Yeah, roger that, will do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can join the Grim Reapers for our website, grimreapers.net, and look for the Discord. Join the Discord. And then we have a sluggers training and a training server, and when applications open, people can apply to join.
Following the F-18s. F-18s are breaking up north. Mirage is following. The rest of you guys just continue to marshal position and wait for your signal.
Harrier's currently on 245 degree heading away from where we were. Okay, that's going off our RWR now.
Is currently having an F-18 on my 6 o'clock, chasing them east.
Just going to climb over this peak.
We're luring them east.
Okay, just going to make a correction right here.
The lost 3, I don't know where 3's gone, but I can see you two. I'm about half a mile behind you.
Okay, Roger. Was Whistler gone off, is he?
No, I'm still here. Right, Roger. I saw you trailing low. Alright, sweet. I saw you pitch up quite dramatically a couple of miles ago, and I lost you since then.
So essentially, we're going to end up behind the cap guys in a sec, and then I'll turn towards them, but we'll be nice and behind them.
Yeah, Roger.
I just didn't like how high we were.
Getting nervous.
Rightfully so.
Fuel state's 9,500 pounds.
I've got 59.
Fuel state is 5,900. Setting jammers to receive.
Just to be clear, that's the ECM switch to the right of the right MFD, yes?
Correct, it's third knob down.
All flight speed rise. I got a high bogey to my 2 o'clock. He's over the mountain range tracking northbound, contrails.
Okay guys, we're roughly where we need to be for a second. All our guys are north of us, so in a second I'm going to go into a orbit, but we're ducked down a little bit. Descending now.
We've lost our frog foot.
Yeah, see that valley that goes right, and there's one that forks off slightly to the left of it.
EM tail has lost wingman, and we are engaged.
Turn him right.
How many tail? Unknown, I think 2. Not sure.
Yeah, visual on me, Riddle.
Yeah, just watch out for the train, guys, but
If I were you, gents, I would have your sidewinders armed and ready just in case.
yeah, I'm just trying to watch the map to see what's going on. So our cap are now breaching past the terrain.
Yeah. Thank you.
But in a moment we will have to start heading towards somewhere to get close to the target, as I've got 54 on the fuel.
Yeah, we just lost one of our blue cap.
Let's see.
Yeah, we better get moving while they are fighting. If we lose, we can't go in.
327.
18
Yeah,
nails.
copy.
18 nails, 3 o'clock.
Right, so I'm going to roll out on 327. 327 degrees, and we're heading that direction, which takes us slightly west of them. Or 330.
May I suggest going a little bit lower, or?
Depends, if our cat flight engage, we'd be alright for a minute.
The spectators mode, they're going to know where we are, it doesn't matter.
Have a roll compass push for target.
Yeah, true. Hey D-Rox, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah, we just have to watch out for the SA-10 if we get near. Have a roll lead, confirm, push for target approved.
Yeah, I want to get over these peaks in front of me here and then dive down.
Confirm all
Pushing up to 90%.
Is that right?
We better attack now, because we're just got lost a lot of our cap
calling for clearance to push.
Yeah, we're pushing.
Yeah, we're setting bombs now.
Okay, we'll go right down this valley here. I think this one, I just want to have a look at it before we enter it. No, we need to get over this peak and then we can dive down and go for it. Whistler and Jack, if you... Yeah, once I go over this peak, if you and Jack want to separate off, and then we'll charge in.
Roger, I'm following you two at the moment, I've got no eyes on.
Right, fencing.
Flight pushing for targets from the southwest. Alright, all CAS. Burn there if you can, get as fast as you can.
Right, this looks nice down here.
Alright, Riddle, I think you've got one on your 6. Confirm CAS push. Reception has merged with SA-10 and the mountain up.
Harriers are pushing in.
Riddle, 2 band, frequency, turn heading 280.
Right, I'm going up to 100%.
Being engaged by SA-10. Shango. This is Hitman, confirm you want all CAS.
Taking the left turn here.
Head to the target quick as you can.
Seaver, you still with me?
Hitman copies. I'm low behind you. Trail.
Roger.
Pushing.
Yes, it is currently being chased by F-18, you're spraying missiles at me.
I'm going to go a little bit lower now. Right, this where I'm at now, this will take us directly towards the target.
Whistler is turning just west of the mountain.
Roger.
Fencing in. Just to confirm, you're in this valley, yeah? E3.
Okay, it takes us right and then left just down here.
Roger, bombs ready, CIP.
RWR's clear for us. Harrier's heading in, we're both separated now and in the valleys, RWR's clear at this time.
Yeah, yep, Taylor's getting F-18 Mania all around me.
Roger.
No destroy at any time.
Right, left here and then
guys, get there. Tail, do your best.
be right in front of us.
That thing out. The AWACS.
Yeah, roger
Going
that.
low.
What's the altitude of the AWACS, do you know?
Probably about Angels 30.
Copy that, climbing.
Angels 30. I would go.
Oh, Taylor's fired at. Taylor's fired at. Yep, I'm still flying.
Range, no boogie dope. No boogie dope. South heading 200.
Okay guys, all weapons free, do your best.
That's 200, I'm at home field. Roger, he must be heading 270. So he'll be somewhere south of you. We're searching.
Big Bird nails.
No nails yet, he must be on that ridge.
Yeah, Taylor's punching out.
Yeah, go for whichever target you like.
Probably gonna head 300 for the Harrier, so if you head...
we can separate and then reform whoever makes it back.
Copy.
I'm looking for Big Bird.
SA-10 spike. Getting low. Spike 18.
Spike 18, go
Crash
down.
concerns, once you drop all your bombs, if you've got some Fox 2s, you can try and burn all the way to the AWACS for an alternate mission.
Yep, they're looking at us. Harriers are now in the AO and we've got the 18s looking at us.
Rich, we're going to need a vector to any Harriers now.
See launch, see launch.
Vector in. 320. Yeah. Yep. Gumbo, what's the F-18's nails from you? You should have 2 on your 6.
I've got 2 on my 6 and I've got 1 up ahead as well on 00 or 010 from my position.
From Bingo.
I'm heading towards the SA-10.
10 spike. Unknown spike. Spike 18.
Trash and Soames, have you... Riddle's locked to the bandit, turning cold.
Fast and low, duck and dive guys, duck and dive.
Evasive maneuvers.
Trash bombs. Men are dead.
Burning in as fast as I can. I've got 2 missiles inbound to me.
Looks like it's a bomb. I've been hit, ejected. I've lost sight of the
Magnum
site.
turning cold.
Whistler heading 100 for the target. Seathor heading 290 for the target. A-10s heading 1016 for the target. Whistler missile out.
Yeah, I've got 18 on my tail. I'm heading 225 and he's right behind me.
This is it, man. We got coordinates for the target zone. We got it marked. Roger that. We're tracking them badly in now, trying to avoid that AWACS and that A-18s. We're doing you, man. Sacrifice.
I'm hit, I'm hit, I'm hit.
Fast.
Gumbo's hit, going down. That's Seathor, he's good. Cut the sound off for a second. Oh, that's loud, isn't it, the Harrier? Let's watch Seathor. He's pretty good. Yeah, so at least I've got 2 sidearms off and 1 hit. So that's something. But yeah, I mean, the cap went in, got completely destroyed, and left us really, like we said, as might as well put a target on us saying shoot here. Oh, and Seathor's down. Yeah, unprotected. And now we've got an A10. Oh, that's a sitting duck if ever I've seen one. But you never know, stranger things have happened. Has anybody actually got on for the chemical factory?
Oh man, there was like a team fight going on as well, and like what I was just trying to say, like, keep on shouting on this channel, stop fighting.
Next time, can I just have a fucking waypoint to the target?
That works.
Well, I shouted Reagan
well.
3 times, and no one replied to me, and my IFF was saying that it was a diamond, it was an enemy. So I fired, and it turned out it was Rage. Then nobody shot me up the arse.
Yes, I got shot down from the side. They just, I don't know where the hell they came.
Just I'm seeing 2 circles on
Yeah,
the
I
map.
said Reagan 3 times.
Still only 1 ground kill, and that was
3
me.
times.
Yeah, oh, well went in there. I managed to get one of the radars, but then had Hornets coming straight at me. We were a little bit behind where we should have been, I think.
What the hell is Bull Shark?
Oh dear.
I think he's about to get packed.
Yeah, he's trying. Oh, hang on. Oh, there you go. Boom.
Oh, that was a Hornet.
That S300 is a vicious launcher.
Yeah, you can't be high.
As I say, we should have got some damn frogfoots on the damn thing. We could have taken care of at least one of our big.
Yeah, I said that, didn't I? But also, I mean, you can get Harriers towards it, low and fast. I mean, I got in. The S300 didn't shoot me, but the F-18s did, so we were lacking cap cover, really. We should have gone in. I mean, he was saying wait to be called in, but we should have been right behind them. We low and fast, them high. They get the F-18s attention, whilst we charge in and go for the targets. But it's a tricky one.
We're going on mass, I think. As you say, cap flying high, taking on the fighters, and then the cap.
Rook's in a dogfight right now with a Hornet.
Yeah. The A-10's still going. Just.
Yeah, man, that gun in front of that thing's vicious.
Come on, Rook, snapshot him. Oh, he doesn't have any more sidewinders.
Yeah, the A-10's just dropped all his ordnance. Don't think he's coming home. Boom, there you go. Yeah, a bit of a turkey shoot.
Well, I think Trash and I nearly got the target, but I know there's no.
Yeah, I got drops away.
Unfortunately, dropped long. Yeah, I dropped mine as well. Just and they dropped meters away from the target. It was.
I just crashed into a fucking tree. Trying to dodge S300 shot. And the circles on the map were bullshit trying to navigate to the target, so I was like, okay.
Yeah. The circle was made on an estimation from the target map. I was just guessing as it says.
Yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? You got to kind of estimate and try. Hope you get it the first time. Well, Riddle got 3 air kills.
Which is why I wanted him on ours.
A10's got the target.
Riddle also killed a teammate, I think.
Oh, he? It's usually the same, you know, I've done so many of these now, it's usually the same kind of red win.
The missile has been fired at him.
Oh, Rook's, oh, he's right, almost on those targets. Go on, Rook. Destroy him. 888.
He needs to pop up and drop those Mark 84.
Yeah, oh, he's turning. Go on, son.
No, short. They're short.
Oh.
Shame.
So close.
Nope.
The Mirage also had the perfect run up and it just deployed all its bombs.
Riddle's the only one in the air.
Well, that's that over then. Yeah, D-Rocks, have a go with the Harrier. It's for me at least, it's a fantastic module. I enjoy every minute of it. I think with the modules, if you don't love them, if you're not really if you don't have a passion for that aircraft, then it becomes really difficult to even get anywhere with it. But as soon as you find one that you really think's great and it's challenging, you enjoy it. But the Harrier for me is just such a great aircraft. And I like the vertical side of it. You do carrier, you can go off a runway, you can land on a FARP, you got anti-radiation missiles, plenty of bombs, rockets. I like it personally. But if you had a Tornado GR1 in there, I would be all over that all day long.
Any missiles?
That would be me done. Well, you know, so I was a bit peeved as well. The F4 was delayed for the F16. The F16 isn't really for me, but I'd probably buy it. But I prefer an F4. That's more my era.
Waypoints, that's the problem.
But we're getting some pretty realistic, in-depth modules now. The F18, of course, is one of them.
Radar to
Absolutely fantastic.
you get them on your wing.
We're so lucky, really, to have these.
And then you make them
even though we say, "Oh, it's not finished yet,"
line,
and, you know,
90 degrees from your
compared to what the Slight
and then
Simming
you
used
fly
to
a
be
bit
all,
further on,
back in the day when I
and you do the
started in the
exact same
90s. I
thing
mean,
again,
this
you
is
draw another line, and where they cross
a million miles from it.
Of its look.
And you know, I just try and get as much enjoyment as possible, really. Yeah, I mean, with these sort of missions and that over planning kills it as much as not planning enough, you know, it's a fine balance.
What didn't help is our blue on blue killing.
No, that doesn't help. How many were there?
Just one, I think.
Oh, okay, it's not too bad.
I thought I saw two.
I remember when I first started, I ended up killing Cap Spider and someone else, team killing in one mission. Really popular.
Oh, our A10C also took out one friendly.
Yeah, I thought it was two.
Oh, Riddle's going for a road landing.
And it's gonna go badly.
Rage, can you pull Bullshark into the chat, please? Cheers, fella.
He's doing alright.
On the road, Riddle.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Halo missions.
Oh, he done it.
And now you've got the taxi into the trees so that you can hide from the F-18s. Yeah, it'll be the next mission, maybe.
Suck it, all of you!
Whatever, Riddle. Now we have to save your ass.
Doesn't matter. I landed at 18 with no fuel.
Yeah, in enemy territory in range of an S300.
I know. They won't be able to find me or catch me. Yeah.
Jammy, jammy, jammy. Is that everyone done now?
Yeah, that's everyone.
Cool.
I can't wait to see the video of this, like the end of the mission. I'm the only one left alive after killing Obi a second time, and then.
Well, that was somehow entertaining. Thanks, Chance. Call it a nice thanks for flying with me.
Yeah, this is trash.
We'll be doing the debriefing in a second.
Oh, then I'll stay a little.
Why do I stay in this channel?
Yeah, you gotta stay.
That was good stuff.
That wasn't good
Wait,
stuff because the game was completely unbalanced.
Well, we'll have a briefing in a minute and find out what happened. This will be interesting.
Yeah.
When the plan is only good until you execute the plan, and then it's out the window. Because the other side are unpredictable.
We didn't even have a fighting chance, so yeah, good job, guys.
They could do anything they want.
I was I wasn't doing too bad dodging Chaos's missiles and that Harrier, but he just pipped me at the last second as I was about to break onto top.
Oh, here it comes! Here it comes!
Yeah, I know. We didn't even have a chance.
Well, I wonder, why did the Harriers go way out of the front of their air protection?
We had no air protection after a while.
Did you ever took it?
What, at the beginning?
You crashed.
Got yourself killed.
It doesn't matter. I still won.
We didn't have any when we went in.
It doesn't matter. I still won because I landed. I didn't crash, and I got enough time for me to get out of my aircraft. Obi, was that you?
No, chaos asshole.
That was chaos.
Chaos, you lose because I would have had enough time to get out of my aircraft and run.
This was a stupid mission.
It
Yes, Riddle, you would have had enough time had you gotten out of your aircraft and ran.
No, I couldn't get out of my aircraft anyway, but you can say I got out of my aircraft, so I won.
Hey,
I'd like to report OB for sexual assault for shoving 2 sidewinders where they really don't belong.
Oh, just out of curiosity, who was flying the Mirage?
Oh, we'll have the briefing in a sec.
Okay,
Cap's
guys.
back now.
Obi, how do you like the fact that I shot you down twice?
I enjoyed the fact that he got an ace, Riddle.
Okay, quiet please. Let's go through. I don't know about anyone else, but I have no idea what happened or who even did well. So let's go through this step by step. Let's go through Hammer of Bluetooth. Did they actually call the target, by the way? I didn't actually look.
Some people dropped their bombs. I don't know whether the targets died. I didn't get a look myself.
There was no bomb hits on the target, no.
Well,
There was
just
three-
to
two
advise,
that got
no
fired.
buildings were killed.
There's some Mavericks hit them as well. I think,
Yeah,
but,
Rook managed to get a couple of shots off in the A10 before he got.
Yeah. So I'll kind of give a overview of the whole thing, not just Hammer. But I'll do Hammer
Sure.
first. So, what is it?
Go ahead.
Right. So with Hammer, we decided.
I'm going to talk for all of us now. Yeah.
Split up into twos, essentially do another kind of small chainsaw, and it was me and Riddle and then Jaeger and Kingston, and we were flying about Angels 2-5. We had some radar contacts, came in. Me and Riddle got fired on by the S-300, so we turned cold and waiting for the other two to come in behind us. I ended up getting taken out by a friendly.
Oh.
But I had multiple missiles on me, so when Buddy Spike was called, I was getting missiles via F-18. So, but by that time, I think it was too late. So, overall, I think it was a disaster for Blue 4. Some of the briefing wasn't particularly followed, and it essentially split our forces in two, which allowed the enemy F-18s to be split in two and attack us over multiple fronts. So it kind of led to disaster in the end.
Always goes like that. Always.
Hang on, let's just do it logically, then we can rant at the end. So that was Hammer. What about Buick? Who was that? Was that a Mirage?
He's not here, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Shango was in our group in the 18th.
Oh, okay, fine. Saber, are you, and what did you get up to? I didn't see any of Saber.
We were the Harriers, and so basically we took off and went east. We formed up, and then we were going to loiter, but we were called back west. So we went back west where the other guys were, and then the Cap started pushing forward. So we saw that and then started heading towards the target area. I think most of the Cap were gone by the time we got there, but we headed off and separated and went into the targets. I managed to get one anti-radiation off and hit one radar. I'm not sure what the other guys did, but I'm sure they can speak for them.
I managed to get one sidearm off as well, I believe, before I succumbed to one of Chaos's missiles.
I tried to find the target, and it was not where the circle on the map was drawn, so I got lost in the process of trying to find it, and while dodging S-300 missiles.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. I completely forgot to give you a unit, didn't I? I usually put a blue unit so you know where the target is.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That is a fuck up. Because, yeah, you're supposed to know exactly where it is, obviously. Oops. I was wondering why that wasn't destroyed, because any other day that would have a bunch of Vigans laid 16 bombs in it. It would be out. Okay, never mind. Shit happens. Continue for the next group, please.
Rogue then. Yeah. The circle was my circle. Rough guess from the target. Can't do any better. Well, we got there. We got bombs away. I dropped long. I think Swarms dropped short. Tough. We need to do more bombing. Haven't flown the Wingen lately. I got caught by the S300 on my escape.
Both victims were killed by S300.
Was it firing at people low down at the target?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit OP then. I thought I put it far enough out that it wouldn't shoot you guys over the target, but obviously, whatever reason. All right, fair enough. Is there any more blue groups?
Yes.
Hitman and
Send.
Yeah, Hitman, go ahead. A10s.
All right. Bull, you want to do it?
It's on you.
Go ahead. Well, so we loitered. We got to our loiter point. Heard the call to all cast to go in. We rolled in. Made it almost all the way to the objective before the F-18s were hot on our tail. I tried to distract him while Bull ran in for his run, but didn't work out too well. I had two really good fighters in there, and they kept us busy. Unfortunately, Bull got popped. There's a really good F-18 pilot. I don't know if y'all had a good GCI or if he had a good wingman, but he managed to keep his wingman alive. I was popping IM-9s off at the F-18 that was on Bull, and he was avoiding them and popping flares himself, managing to stay alive. So that was some well done stuff there. I don't know who that was or how it was done, but that was good stuff. Anyways, after Bull went down, I managed to somehow stay alive long enough to blow myself up with my own bombs.
Oh, got it. It's not. It
We've all done it.
Wasn't Blue's day by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And last group.
Yep, old flight. We had a miscommunication during the briefing. Partly that I was eating dinner at the same time, which meant I started flying direct north, skylining, splitting up the F-18s. I am sorry for that. But yeah, otherwise that flop, we had kind of a bad flight because yeah, the Su-25 pilots, they had never flown the Su-25 before. Which meant you gave them aircraft they have never flown before. They just didn't even have a control set up. I had to help them set up the controls with the aircraft I have never flown. So yeah, one of our Su-25s, they stalled shortly after takeoff because they couldn't raise their landing gear or their flaps, and the other one couldn't pop shaft flare or just fire at enemies when it got fired at. And yeah, I got somehow through the shit, and yeah, I had capped. How many missiles did you fire at me?
10.
Yeah, exactly. 10 missiles firing at me.
Jesus!
Missiles. All missiles.
Someone else is writing the bill for that.
No. This gives the perfect definition of spam ram.
Just a question. Why did we have respawns for the F-18s? Because they had perfectly good GCI within a certain range, which meant they could practically be like micromanaging, like a chessboard, the F-18s, which meant, yeah, I didn't have a chance. The ground strikers didn't have a chance.
That's exactly what I said earlier.
Yeah, you could spam ram the shit and just bail out. So yeah, I'm claiming one F-18 kill.
Well, let's put it this way: you have more than 3 times as many aircraft as us. The Hornets has the same capability as ours.
We don't have a GCI. We don't have a S300.
He said that your Hornets. You never said you had GCI or an S300. He's comparing aircraft.
Yeah,
We had 3 people compared to how many you had.
I'll just explain the briefing that we had. So we were going to marshal up just south of the S300 range, and then the cap was going to move in and try and attract the enemy cap into one position so that we could engage them 5 versus 4. And then once we hopefully cleared the airspace, the A-10, the CAS would move in on the target, waiting for the F-18s to return on their second respawn. Whilst the cap's moving in, just after we engaged, we're going to head our distraction force up the east of Beslan, up north towards the AWACS, so that when they do respawn, they would end up having to engage another force, so that would effectively split them in half, so we can only expect 2 to come towards us or 3 to come towards us. It should have worked out, but of course half of our force split up and headed up towards the north from the east side of the mountains rather than heading back to the marshalling point after we took off. So once they got past the enemy GCI line, you guys were well, Joker was essentially able to see the multiple forces and split up your force, which just made it easier for you on multiple fronts.
Yeah, that's what did it for us. It was the GCI. Just as soon as we killed someone, he just said go 120 for 10 miles and fire, and so we would just do it like a robot.
Yeah, but it's easy when you got
I mean,
that.
I was trying to negate that GCI in some way. But if I could focus your forces in one place, then that kind of negates the GCI because we know where you're going to come from, and you know we kind of know what to expect. Unless, of course, you even if your force is slightly split up, then we still know that we're going to face 4 F-18s, so it's a bit more of a sure fight.
Well, to be honest, you actually did do that. I did a pretty bad cock-up. I set the team 40 miles away from the Harriers and then about 80 away from the Vigans, but luckily they missed and the Hornets could catch up to the Harriers.
Yeah, but I mean the way it worked out because it was all our forces were split in two. We didn't get to engage all of the enemy force at once.
Roger. Just gonna say, Joker, do you want to quickly do red team? I have no idea what we did. So try and give us a geographical explanation of what happened in that fight.
Yeah, so as soon as I was allowed to actually GCI, I saw decoy F5, F-18 group in the middle, then at the ground flanking west. So as I do, I send someone to kill the decoy F5 and SU-25 just to get the Hornets start pushing. So I send somebody to flank through a valley that they was wide in the opening, and it was at 27 anyway, so they couldn't see us, we could see them. So that was just easy kills for us. Kingston TK'd Rage as well, so that made it a bit easier. Obi just finished the 3 of you off. Well, 2 of you, Riddle survived.
I beg your pardon.
You
I
spammed
killed
2
Obi
rounds of Rage
twice.
and killed
I
him.
ruined his ace.
He still got an ace.
Doesn't matter because he got shot down.
Yeah, I mean, I shot an ace.
You don't become an ace is not an ace unless you get 5 kills and survive.
Yeah, you gotta land.
What happened on the team kill, guys? Because it's got AFF. I noticed
Kingston was dogfighting with Rage for about 5 minutes, and then when he got in the valley, he fired 2 AMRAAMs, and then he killed. And then he got killed by Obi. I'm looking at the clip view.
Yeah, I know, I did, dude. I was there.
Raygun a couple of times, and Rage didn't hear it or didn't respond.
Yeah, what it was is he was being locked up by so many different things. He didn't realise I was one of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't see him properly.
That I was being spiked. So, I mean, it's calling that I'm being spiked. I'm being spiked by F-18s. I'm being spiked by S-300s. So.
And then he dipped over the brow of a hill, and just as I was about to break off my engagement, Obi shot me from behind.
Right, I have to call it a night. Have a good one. I'm up early tomorrow.
Cheers, Trash.
Trash.
Yeah, in addition, after we killed these Hornets, we was 40 miles offset from the house. So we was still engaged with the Hornets while all Erdogan was pushing. So we was kind of screwed there by a minor cock-up from me.
I'd like to point out that Rage was boxed as a diamond as well. He was not IFF this friendly.
We got in quite far before F-18s got us.
It takes a second.
I mean, we were in. We managed to get to target areas all
gave it
around
a
there
few
before
seconds, 'cause I asked-
they got us. You
I
know.
shot Reagan 3 times.
Yeah, that's alright. It's okay for me. It's fine.
So yeah, guys. Just in general, regarding respawns, you should have it to like RTB and just land if you are still alive in the F-18, not like spam like 10 spam rams, bail out, just jump in.
When you have 3 times as many aircraft, that is fair.
You are still having an S-300 and
See what we should have done.
Excuses, Tail.
SU-25
is ineffective up to at least 30 miles. It halves its range just because of how.
The SU-25 could have gone for the S-300, and that would have got rid of that problem.
One SU-25 was full flaps down, geared down, and crashed into some poor old person. Another one was flying out with its boards out for half the fly, and it was just had no armament whatsoever. So we killed the SU-25 first, killed tail. Nothing they could do.
Yeah, exactly. Because we just put some guys who have never flown SU-25s in a module they owned but yeah, not a module they have ever flown before. That's the important distinction we have to do in the future when we are asking people to just join. Because yeah, do they own a module? You know how to fly.
Well, the problem with that is, Tail, that they were brought in after the briefings, after the mission was started. They were brought in after Red went down. So I mean, the mission was already up. We would have had to ask Cap if he could bring it down and then put it back up and then get everybody back in and organize it again. It'd been another half an hour at least until we
Rage was supposed to be a mirage.
Yes, one of them were meant to be a mirage. But yeah.
Rage. One thing. I am like meaning. We just ask them to just jump into SU-25s. They are of course compliant because yeah, they just feel like, woohoo, I can join a GR mission. But yeah, they are not prepared.
I understand, but I mean, it ultimately it was their responsibility to kind of say that, wasn't it?
Of course, but yeah, at the same time, we have to make it a little bit clearer because yeah, we said like, hey, you SU-25, jump in, start it up, let's.
Yeah, but they had the option not to.
We did ask them if they flew
yeah,
it, and when people say yeah, I'll jump in that, then you would assume that they can fly it.
Hell, no one had a gun.
Yeah.
Tail, don't sweat it. The frog foots were just not.
You had the most experienced pilots. These guys flown together forever.
The frog foots were basically
They were a part of the distraction anyway. I mean, they weren't.
Yeah, I know,
the target.
but yeah.
That's why.
Let me say it.
It's something for Red Air to waste their weapons on instead of going after the cast flight, which is what the whole.
Yeah, that's a problem with your decoy. We had more than enough time to kill your decoys before your cap was even 60 miles away.
The problem with the decoy wasn't the fact of where it was going or whatnot. The problem with the decoy was the fact that they didn't follow the briefing.
Was my mistake because I didn't hear. So yeah, I know I made it wrong, Rage. Don't just rage at me.
I'm not raging. I'm just saying that was the problem that occurred.
Yeah, the only issue here was timing. That was the only issue, timing.
Yeah, because it was all meant to be timed nicely so that it would work out. We would engage all of the enemy force in one place, rather than having them split up. That way, it would even out our numbers and give us some degree of advantage in numbers. And we could engage you away from the SA-10 on the south side.
In theory, but we had already split up before that. We picked up your.
You would have had to come together to engage us, though, because our force was in one place.
So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave the discussion there as that's going to go on for a while now. And so thank you to all those that have watched. I've really appreciated having you here, and I hope you enjoyed that mission. At least we got a sidearm off, and at least I hit a radar, which is the whole point of it. But it was good fun, and it's nice challenging, and they're going to argue over tactics and things like this. Happens every time. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one. And this was a Gumbo's Flying Circus live stream. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ta-ra.